GC Boxing Legend Podcast. 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 Home of the champion. Welcome to DC Boxing Legends Podcast. I am your host, Rashid Hammond, and I'm over here under me, we have brother Daoud, Mahdi Justice. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest in the building. You know, you heard of Clarissa Shields and all of these young fighters of today. Well, this young lady right here, let me tell you something, is one of the pioneers that inspired, motivated a lot of fighters such as Clarissa and many of the other ones out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no other than Kanicia, Queen Bee Eli. How's it going today?
Everything good, positive vibes, productive energy.
Yes, indeed. You know, we go way back to the 90s.
Way back. I'm talking about little girl. I was a little girl.
Yes, indeed. To the 90s when Norfolk team would come up to DC like
every weekend.
Every weekend. So that's my point in bringing her on here. You know, you say she's from the Norfolk area, but let me tell you something. Norfolk was of this era and this era at that time. Because they were here every week. They were getting fights more than a lot of the dudes in the DC area was fighting because they were consistent.
Yes.
And they were part of our squad. If you really want to look at things, Norfolk was the DC squad because they were up here. And guess what? Kanicia was right there up here with the Norfolk squad. I'm telling you.
Since 12 years old. I've been down since 12 years old, baby.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we're going to start it from the beginning, Kanicia. When did this journey start with you when you start? What made you want to box?
Well, the truth be told, you know, everybody got all these inspirational stories. I come from the hood, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up, I was the first girl out of all the boy cousins, so they just made me rough. So we in the hood, they got the little boxing gym out there, and the little boy outside running, and he talking junk, and I was like, I can beat all y'all.
Right.
So I went in the gym, and because I wanted to beat them boys up, I went in the gym just to learn how to beat them up. That's it.
That's right.
That's it. I just wanted to beat the boys up. I don't know why. But they've been out there running in the hood like they somebody, and I was like, oh, I can beat somebody too.
Right. So which part of Norfolk are you from?
Barrard Park. We were well, I'm from all over Norfolk, you know, but Barrard Park is where we started my boxing career.
Okay.
And I was out there majority of my teenage life.
Your trainer. Who was your trainer?
Big Dan Campbell. 2008 Olympic head coach. Y'all better stop playing like y'all don't know he raised them trainers out here.
Yes, indeed. That's facts. You know, Dan and my father were very tight. You know, he loved my father. My father loved Dan. He was one of those guys with Dan could call. And you know, we moved to Newport News, Virginia. And our intentions was to come to Norfolk, but my father started a new career, and Norfolk and Virginia was over that bridge, so it was over that water. So it was hard for us to get there. That was our intentions, was to come with Dan and train with y'all, but we was unable to get over there. And then when I got old enough to start driving, that's when we lost interest in the boxing. But I would have loved. As I regret it still to this day, I wish we would have made it over that water and got to the gym with you
I
guys.
would, we could have got some sparring in, but y'all know we came up there to spar with y'all. So hey,
Yes,
you ain't missing nothing. We'll come to y'all. Y'all can't get to us.
yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed.
Did you fight
So
with somebody named Juan? Did Juan fight with y'all too? The guy named Juan?
Juan Thompson.
Yeah, Juan.
yeah,
He's a fighting in
Yeah,
the
Juan
tournament.
Thompson. Yeah, that's one of my teammates. Shout out to my teammates, Johnny Bell, Julio,
Yeah.
Johnny Davis, Timothy Davis. We been lit, bro. We had a whole crew, and my coach took some of the baddest kids in the neighborhood and
yeah.
all of the different projects, and he trained us, and then he brought us together and just built a dynamic team. And we even had a girl, and then we started training a bunch of girls.
Right. I used to put a lot of work in. What were some of your great highlights? You some of your greatest memory in boxing. One of your highlights.
Well,
One of your memories
one of
in
my
boxing.
one of the things that stick out the most about highlights in boxing is never the championships and all of that stuff because we train for that. But it
Mm-hmm.
was the impact that me being a female, a young little girl boxing, and like so much controversy about me boxing. That it was like so big. So my highlight was going to them national tournaments where we ain't got no girl tournaments, no nothing. I'm in the parking lot sparring. We doing the hand mitts. If a
Right.
coach ain't never did hand mitts with a girl, hey, let put them hands up. Let's go. So I was able for a lot of coaches that wasn't into coaching females. I was able to, to break that with the skill and technique that I had.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
great.
you had to pick, you had to find me out the boys. We all had on hoodies. Where the girl at?
Yes, indeed. you know,
Where the girl at?
now that name some people when you fought. Who was any names? Because I know a lot of fighters had like Ann Wolf and all those girls. Anybody of that nature that you fought back then that people may know or know of today?
Well, I don't know if they know of them today, but what Tasha, Kia
Okay,
from
yeah,
DC
City.
Thumpers.
yeah.
We listen, let me tell you something. Boy, we would have loved to have Clarissa down here when we was coming up. Girl, listen, we was gonna give you a run for that money, baby. We all been beggars.
Tell it like it is.
Oh,
Yes,
stop playing.
indeed.
We've been begging. We've been begging since little kids.
That's
So,
right.
you remember Veronica Simmons? She used to knock everybody out.
Yes, indeed. Okay,
Um, oh, Keisha Snow. She was a super heavyweight.
I remember her too. Okay,
I was like 130 pounds. And I ain't had nobody to fight. I was like, I'll fight her.
y'all was warriors back then. Y'all was true gladiators.
Yeah. This was around the time Christy Martin and them came out.
Okay,
They
Mm-hmm.
came out in the pros. You know what I'm saying? Natalie Brown. It's so many pioneers. I'm talking about that we've been battling each other, training with. It was a whole movement, not just female boxing, but boxing in general. A lot
right,
of us women, because they wasn't looking at our coaches like that. When our coaches put us in there to fight, they ain't had no choice but to look at our coaches because we had technique, we had
right.
skill. It wasn't no girls boxing, so we was sparring with the boys. Look, I've been all up in DC beating up on y'all little boys.
I know that's right. You know, it brings back a lot of great memories because my stablemates was Kia and Tosh was my stablemates.
They
And
are my heroes.
yeah,
Nobody could beat me because them girls did not play the radio with me. You hear me?
Right.
And listen, I ain't never been hit so hard before. You better have your defense on point. Cause when they start stomping and they ready to cut your head off, you better be ready.
That's
that's
real.
right.
They brought it. Yeah, they brought it. And
They better.
Lakia is now the president of PVA boxing here in DC. So
Oh, congrats.
yes, indeed. And she's a referee and a judge. She
Mm-hmm.
does international judging and professional judging as well. He,
I
he
know that's right.
and
And,
I'm
and
sorry,
Kia. And
no,
Kia.
let me get it correct.
Okay.
Latasha is the PBA president,
Right.
Yes.
judging and refereeing. Lakia is a boxing
Trainer.
trainer of the
Trainer.
Headbangers Gym
Mm-hmm.
here in
The
DC.
headbangers. Hey, you remember they used to come in? The headbangers.
Yeah.
You weren't even on their team, and you were saying,
Yes, they had the whole
shout out to Barry Hunter,
yes indeed.
Boogie.
Yes,
Boogie and them, look, been training champions for years, man. I'm so blessed to have been in y'all presence. And
Yeah.
out of everything I can tell people about boxing and me being a female, being a pioneer, being the only girl on the trips, I
Mm-hmm.
was the most dangerous, protected little girl ever.
yes, facts. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Listen, I boxing was my family. They was my family. I seen them a lot. We traveled a lot.
Right.
We trained together a lot. So, and all of their coaches was always, instilling stuff in me. So that's why it was so hard to beat me for so long, because I'm learning from the best of the best.
Yeah.
Everybody putting their little 2 cents in, and I'm in there just happy like a little remote control.
Right. Right.
No, don't let me do it like that, because it's real. I just be playing so they don't get scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let them jump out there and they'll see what you hit them with. They'll learn the hard way. Trust and believe.
Yeah. But
Norfolk has a lot of great champions. Pernell Whitaker,
yeah,
Upper Rising Star, Keyshawn.
listen, I'm so proud of them boys, them brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Them brothers just warm my heart up. Just watching, you know, um, our neighborhood. It won't nothing going on till that man came and made champions, not made boxers or people. I'm talking about little girls that never even thought about boxing. That just bad. Look,
They did.
these the belts.
Them the
Look, these
winners.
the belts when you can only get it at a national championship. Now
That's right. Yeah, everybody can get one.
Look, that's all. Look, yeah. We
Yeah.
playing the
You had to
real ones.
win that. You couldn't buy that. You had to win that. Yes, indeed.
You
That's
had
fact.
to win it. So, and then with my coach and my Dan Campbell, he was able to train us and then go to the highest level in
Right.
boxing in
State,
history.
true
You
statement.
get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he dedicated so many years in training and teaching, not just boxing, because a regular life became easy because he strategically taught us how to be leaders,
Right.
point blank. So one thing I want to shout out to all our coaches. We legends because they really put that work in when nobody believed in us, nobody seen us, nobody knew what was going on. It wasn't even a girl tournament, and we was there.
That's
You
true.
Mm-hmm.
know, so all of them first tournaments, just know it's a group of us that would been fighting them boys, been in everybody gym, making sure we traveling to them nationals that we not even invited to. You get what I'm saying?
Statement.
And then now look at it. Look how
Right.
many little girls got national championships, got belts. They out there thumping harder than the boys.
True statement. They,
Y'all
they,
are the
Yeah.
trendsetters. Y'all are the trendsetters. Before there was a Clarissa Shield and all these great champions,
Mm-hmm.
y'all went on. I remember it was like taboo when y'all was
it
starting to
was.
fight.
It really was.
And I
Yeah.
felt kind of strange, getting in the ring and sparring with the ladies. But you had to take them serious because they would hurt you, get your nose broke or
Come
something.
on
And
now. You better take that little girl smiling and giggling at you real serious.
right,
Real
that's
talk.
right. But we seen y'all in the beginning of the stage before all these great superstars came about. And so we have to commend y'all for all of y'all service. Y'all did great work in this boxing. Like you say, it was like it may be one girl. Now you look at it, it's a real big thing now. It used to
Yeah.
be like something that you don't see that much. You might slip a girl in between then, and most
Mm-hmm.
times you get the most bump when you go away to the nationals or something. But in these tournaments, you didn't have a whole lot of girls fighting.
No,
You had
you didn't.
one or two fights for that whole card, but now
Yeah.
women are really doing something. You
And
very right about this.
not only are they doing something, they showing skill,
Yeah.
perseverance. I'm talking about true warriors. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
And I'm talking down to the little girls, and they just got a different kind of I can do this because they don't remember when we couldn't do it.
That's right.
I remember going to gyms and they like, oh no, we don't let girls spar in here. Well, and you
That's
know
right.
we gotta get buck.
That's right.
I bet you she'll beat them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Now
Right,
you know
right.
now my teammates like, oh you scared of a girl? Now they get in there and they really get beat up. It's like
That's
Yeah.
right.
what you can't deny us. You're not gonna deny
Can't
me
deny it.
because I'm about that
Y'all
life.
had to fall so the young girls today can walk and they can run.
Right.
Somebody had to
Yeah,
stop the tradition and to prove that women can get in there and thump a little bit too and do their thing just as
yeah.
good. Now
It's not a novelty. It wasn't a novelty.
it
That
wasn't
was a
normal.
lifestyle.
Yeah, it wasn't normal. Now they making millions. They getting money now and the belts and stuff like that. So we got to get a
That
shout out
warmed my heart.
to
That
y'all.
really warmed my heart because we really, the pioneers really, we understood that we might not make it to the Olympics, but
That's
we
right.
knew the Olympics was coming.
That's
Right.
right.
And even though I didn't make it to the Olympics, my boxing coach personally made it to the top. So wherever he went, I went too, because you know where I got the
It's real.
skills from.
That's
It's real
right.
talk.
That's
You
right.
know,
Yeah,
I
so
think they should recognize you as the fighters, those pioneer female fighters should be placed in the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
It should.
We might
I
have to
agree.
get together and put something together where we can make that,
Petition.
try to
yeah,
start petitioning that and making
Yes.
sure that you guys get recognized for opening up the gates for these young fighters, these young
Mm-hmm.
female fighters that have. Because I remember when y'all first was coming into, I mean, literally all of y'all first fights, I was there and literally
yep.
remember seeing. I said, "Hold on, what the hell is going on? They got girls
Don't
boxing."
tell our age. Don't be telling our age up here because you know I'm 24.
So I'm
Um,
52. I'm
okay.
24 right with you right
That
now.
sounds
You
about
know.
right. It sounds about right. The math is good.
So I remember when I saw y'all for the first time stepping in the ring. You know, and it was different for us, but we accepted it immediately. It wasn't a lot of quick rejection. We accepted it because know
Yep.
why we accepted it? We accepted it because y'all brought skill with it.
That's
It
right.
wasn't like y'all was in there just throwing punches. No, y'all was
Yeah.
looking over your shots, sitting down on your punches, throwing combination, head movement,
That's
We
right.
everything.
ain't had no choice.
Yeah,
Y'all was swinging at us.
yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't have a choice.
Right, right,
I was raised with y'all.
right,
Y'all, we going to the regionals. Y'all going to the nationals before I even get a tournament.
right, right.
And Rashi, if
So
I'm not mistaken,
this,
they wore the same colors as Hillcrest, white and blue and white.
yep,
Yeah, they
boy,
did.
you
They
got
did.
some good memories.
They
Yeah.
definitely did. They definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, my last fight, I don't have my book with me. It's around here somewhere. But my last fight was a guy from Norfolk. My last fight at Secret Cove, I fought 132.
Yep.
I forgot
That's
about
when
that.
you heard his weight, right? You know that ain't the same today, but you heard what
Yeah.
he said,
No, that wasn't even
132.
I wasn't
Yeah.
even 32.
I was
Actually, I
thinking,
was I was still 25. But I had to, get it. I always had to give up something to get a fight. So
mm-hmm.
You already know it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
better give up something to get a fight.
I gave him about 550. I gave him about 5 pounds, 10 pounds, about 5 pounds at the time. So, yeah, it was a great fight. That was my best. Actually, that was my last fight, and that was one of my best performances. He was from Norfolk. I forgot that name, Jamal or something like that. I gotta look in that book. Got his name. It-
Yes, I
in the
definitely
book.
want to know.
It's in the book though. But that was my last ever fight from the Norfolk squad.
All
But
right.
you,
That's
I
good.
used to come up here and literally duck nobody. If Dan wanted to match up, it was matched up, and he put y'all in there with the best. And
Yeah,
was y'all? It was the Navy squad was coming up here together,
Mm-hmm.
yep,
and
That's right.
we really appreciate that work because it kind of like made us better, all of us, because we all was
yeah.
getting through competition. Now let me. This is the question I have for you. Who is some of your favorite female fighters now?
To this day, it's still me.
Okay, okay. Hey, you know that's
No,
what champions do.
no. Look, the champ is here, but no, seriously, seriously. Clarissa Shields, we cannot deny that
Mhm.
child. Nothing she got going on.
Yes,
You
indeed.
understand me?
Right.
Her story, the reason in female boxing right now, she is entertainment,
Okay.
and you better be ready if you get in there.
Right,
Right.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So it's the best combination you can have in a woman. That she a real dog.
right,
So hands down, whether you like how she act, talk, sound, because
right,
in female boxing, they ain't gonna like nothing about you anyway. You can beat them up. Everybody's scared.
right.
She hands down. But what's the two that just fought? Because see, I always be looking at my weight classes, but that
For,
the the real main event, we're gonna put it that way. The
Okay.
real main event with Amanda and what's the other lady name?
Amanda Shields, I think is the name too, ain't it? Amanda, I forgot it.
I,
I know
Which one? You talking the one she just fought?
the one that fought on
yeah,
the
the
title.
ones that just fought. What was their names?
I don't know them offhand.
I
But they
feel
fought,
bad because I don't know them offhand, but everybody know who
okay.
we talking about.
I know you talking
That
about that.
was that was a dog fight.
Right.
Even though that girl was trying to do whatever she was doing, because
She
you know
was
they're
doing,
gonna try to end it.
yeah, she
When
was
I
doing,
tell you that little mama won't play I wide this wide open,
yeah,
still
she was working.
dogging,
She was working.
still landing. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing stopping. That gave me so much energy in
Uh-huh.
my present life that unless you in or see women in that type of combat, you will never understand. When we get soft, it's intentional. So to see them women do that and then turn right back into women, oh, listen,
Now,
they got me. They
I
got me. I used to be a hater. They got me.
I, I mentioned your amateur career, but you was a professional. See, I ain't get there yet. You
Yeah,
was a
I
professional,
went pro for a little while. Yeah, I
and
You
did.
did? You did?
how
How
was
did it go?
that
I was
experience
I was
transferring over
uh
from the amateurs to the pros?
yeah, I was Layla Ali's sparring partner for her first world championship fight against is it Sunshine somebody Sunshine Fat Killer or something.
Uh huh.
But I went up there and did training camp with her for her first championship title fight.
How was that work?
It was the okay. First of all, you know we've been dogs, so that's your daddy. Blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, when I say it's in the blood,
Yeah,
baby, that was in the blood. She couldn't
yeah,
help it. She had to do it whether she wanted to or not. It was in the blood. It
yeah.
was some of the best sparring, the best inspiration. Um, they treated me like family. And in the ironic part was she the superstar, but she was so infatuated with me because
I
they've been watching me fight. They've been watching
Yeah.
tapes. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
paying attention to that. All I want to do is fight. Ain't no YouTube, ain't no none of that. Want no Facebook. I ain't had to go live. All I had to do is
right.
and fight. That's all I had to do. Maybe a little hand mix, show them a little bit, and then you go destroy, and then come back out and laugh.
Yes,
So
indeed.
that
That's right.
experience of somebody at that caliber and me together, it was like magic. Like I had a new best friend because when I say we've been in there, she hit me with a body shot for the first time. I've been banging all my
Right,
life.
right.
All my life I had to fight. That woman hit me with a body shot. All the respect I thought I didn't have, I grabbed it real quick.
That's right. That's right.
I had
Wow.
grabbed it real quick, like, oh, let me not forget Ali in the blood too.
Exactly. Right,
It was
right,
real
right.
heavy handed, huh?
Heavy-handed, precise. If
Hmm.
she wanted to hit the spot. And then my thing about her was she was only trying to spar with the people that was about that life that
Right.
could give her some tips. She didn't have an amateur career. So she was getting the best out of the best. And shout out to Layla, because they had robbed one of my fights with with this girl, and she came up to Vegas the spot while I was there. Layla been turning that headgear around, looking at me. I love Layla. They wouldn't let me fight that girl no more, but Layla been turning that headgear around. She is my superhero.
Yeah, so we got some good.
I'm a queen bee and she be stinging, so y'all better be careful out these doors.
That's right.
Are you still in the boxing to this day, or are you laid off of it? Are you somewhere?
It's in my blood forever. I train the kids in the parking lot. You know, I got the hand mitts in the truck to this day.
Right. Right, that's right.
I got hair wrap, gloves, hair mitts. You know, my front porch is the workout area. I keep trying to be a regular person, but
it's in you. You know, once you put them gloves on, they got this commercial. I mean, I had posted it where the hand has the gloves inside of the wrist. Once it's in you, you can't take the gloves off.
No,
you're right about that.
No, so I do training, and I just took some time off because boxing really take a lot out of life, and I call myself wanting to be a regular woman. So once you start having kids, you got to hone into a different energy, and that don't go with boxing.
Yeah, it's real talk.
Regular discipline in my house might have came with DSS calling behind it. You know what I'm saying? Bro,
I had to explain this to my sons the other day. I said, listen, Dad's not a punk. Let me tell y'all something. I said, listen, fellas, I'm not worried about you. I'm not scared of you. I'm scared about what I'm going to do to you.
I'm scared about the charge I'm going to catch.
So please, fellas, just do what I ask you to do. I'm not scared of you. I'm just scared about what I'm capable of doing. Just understand that, So and let me tell you something. I don't spank my kids. My oldest boys, when they were the 24 and 23, I whooped their ass. You know what I'm saying? When they would act up in school. But these younger kids, they ain't never. I don't think they probably had never been had a spanking ever. So,
I'm gonna show you. Let me tell you how to avoid all that.
So cousin,
find a boxing gym, mouthpiece, headgear, gloves, no charges. You feel me? No charges.
They won't put the headgear on for me though. That's what they won't put.
So you ain't raised no dummies. You ain't raised no dummies.
Exactly, they won't put it on for me. Now, none of them will put it on for me. And I pulled the gloves out a few times, but they like, you got it, Dad. We're gonna do the dishes this time.
Yeah, I got it. But but that's what I say. Boxing gave us self-control for the aggressive. We was aggressive kids. We fought for fun. That was fun.
Real talk.
There was fun, trophies and traveling, oodles and noodles, spitting in Gatorade bottles, running on the interstate, jump roping in the shower. Like we didn't have the glitz and the glams that they have today. We just had You had dog fights.
Either you had it or you didn't, because nowadays this internet, all you gotta do is put a minute and a half up there, and you a superstar. Back then, we had to come see that work in the gym.
We had to come see it.
See that work back then. So yes, indeed. What advice would you have for a young lady that's interested in boxing? What advice would you tell her, or some words of encouragement or inspiration that you have for her?
Well, first and foremost, I would say just always believe in yourself past what you believe in yourself. Your imagination is really all the determination you need. We seen that we can do it and we made it up. You just got to work hard. Hard work, listening, being teachable, being coachable, and learning how to control them emotions. You can be a world champion.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
You got anything, Daul?
Also, being of your pedigree, you can capitalize into this boxing. It's $1 million or $1 billion business. They got people that's never even fought, making plenty of money.
Don't why you gotta pull me there? Don't pull me there. Cause you know how like I took my break. Y'all don't start me. Don't start me. I took my break. I had my time off. If he can do it at 58, it's some ass I need to whoop out here.
That's right.
Yeah, now,
I got I got
not
I
on the
got
physical
so
level.
many years of regular people energy.
I,
That
I know you got the
whoever
strength to do it.
whoever want to get the bag, come get me. I'll train. I ain't got nothing else to do. I
That's
live in
right.
the woods.
On the business side of
I
it,
cut down trees. I live in the woods. I raise some dogs. I'm raising my daughter. I ain't got nothing but time and space
right.
and aggression.
I'm more leaning towards on the business side of boxing now, because boxing for us is not on that level getting hit and stuff anymore now, but more so on the business level of boxing now, not getting hit
Yeah.
upside the head no more. We pay the dues, but like a consultant,
Definitely that. I feel like that's important. I feel like really it's our responsibility to teach real boxing
Real
Mhm.
talk.
because that's all we know. That's why we're not so interested in
Yep.
this show they're putting on. Because
Mhm.
we seen real fights. If you came to the Hill Crush, you was gonna get 12
Mhm.
championship fights
That's
Real
right.
talk. Tell them.
from
Tell them.
from 8 years old to Masters division.
That's
You
right.
Please.
understand what I'm saying?
Please.
That's
So
right.
many fights, so many fights. We can't even all do them in the night. You got to
That's
pick
right.
who you got to pick. So I feel like it's our responsibilities as the legends, as the ones that came up during that time of the real dog, that we come out here and instill that. So I feel like guidance, coaching, real training, not the YouTube training, but real training.
Right.
Um, we need to become referees and judges and do. Hey, Rashid, listen, you are making a lot of us like really pay attention. Like this is what we supposed to be doing. That's why
Right.
it's so easy for you. It ain't like you calling a bunch of nobody's bro. You know everybody. You know what I'm saying? We've been raised together.
Right.
So I know if I got boxers coming your way, I know I can send them straight there, and I ain't got to worry about them being tainted with the beat. So I feel like it should be a connection where we doing all of it, all
Right.
of it. It's ours.
That's real talk.
It's ours. So why not do it? Why give it to other people?
Right. Because I
So
remember, I remember you training you. You was one of those ones during the time that I was training regular people on the streets and stuff. You was fully active down there in South Carolina. That's where you at now, right?
yeah,
Oh,
So
yeah, South Carolina.
you was down there training. You had a whole mob of people.
I had a whole gym. I had that gym for 5 years.
Right, right. I remember that.
And,
You was rocking and
and
rolling during that time.
you know the politics in boxing. You know that's still real. I'm a whole female out here, the
Right.
only national champion around. You think they gonna let me?
They should though. But they really what they doing is they're serving a with that chauvinism is a they're a disservice in themselves
Yeah,
because of the experience and female like a real champion like me, guys like me, Dawu, and many of
yep,
the other legends that fought in the past, right? We don't see gender, we see skills,
Right.
yep,
we see talent. We know what you was up against, what you was
yep,
doing. We know that you could hit just as hard as some of these dudes or harder or
yep,
even better. So
Mhm.
yep.
so when we dealing with females, we know the caliber. I would dare come to you and say you're not worthy of this. I look at you as no different than I look at a Demarcus Chop Chop Corley or a
You
James
feel me?
or
Shut up.
I see you on the same level in terms of. I wouldn't look at Lakia no different or Latasha. They are
Yeah, but
legends,
yeah,
great
Right.
but
fighters.
that's because you were there with us.
Right,
Okay, put it like this. You there with us doing all our feminine growth and hormones going on. Where
right,
these people only see us when we fight. So they don't know she got cramps, so I can't hit her in the stomach this week. You get
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
The discipline y'all had to have for us and us to develop the discipline not to overdo it with y'all so y'all don't knock us out.
Right.
But we still try to knock y'all out. I ain't care. Y'all was just gonna have to knock me out. I didn't care.
Right. I dig it though.
Queen B has spoken.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And let me tell you something about it. And this is why I like South Carolina. And I'm in Sumter, South Carolina right now. I want to shout out Sumter, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? They got them a living legend down here. And the children are aggressive. But when I tell you these babies can fight and they just like it.
Okay.
So my main goal going forward is to make sure I develop a place that we had. Because we could go to that gym whether we had money, whether we had a bad day, whether we had a good day. You know what I'm saying? Our coaches were so dedicated, the schools did not know the parents. They only knew the coaches.
Wow.
You know, when I was growing up, ain't nobody know who my parents was. I was like, well, my dad right there, like that's the boxing coach. Well, yeah, I'm a boxer too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to be what they was to us because that's what our baby's missing now. Out of everything, they missing what we was given from some guys that had a good heart and believed in their people.
Real talk.
You know, I was raised in the gym from 12 to I had a baby in the gym. I got married. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. I love that.
You feel me? My whole life was in the gym.
Wow.
I was training with Chris Bird when I was pregnant with my oldest son. I got pregnant after I came back from winning the championship.
Oh wow! I mean,
celebration.
It is.
Look, came back and made me a little superhero baby. That boy can fight.
It's in his blood, I'm sure, all the way around.
But go ahead.
I said he know the sounds of punching bags and speed bags and everything. It's all in him before he even came out. It was already in him. So yeah, I dig it.
So we need to. That's what we need to do, y'all. We do need to monetize. You right? We need to monetize on what because we got all the information. It's like we the ancestors. The ancestors didn't have YouTube. They was just downloaded with that information. We've been downloaded and we can make even more champions, pull out even more of our kids out of them sunken places that they in because we know exactly where they come from. That's why I choose to be a coach. I don't care if it's for a weekend.
Yeah.
If I train you to be a champion, you don't know how to do nothing but be a champion. I ain't teaching nothing else.
That's all you can teach. That's all you know.
That's all you know. All you know. Win in life.
So something South Carolina, where is that? I think where's that? Was that down in southern South Carolina or middle? Where is it located?
It's like by Columbia. I'm like an hour away from Charleston.
So it's not far from where my folks is from Johnson, South Carolina.
Okay.
Aikens, you know where Aikens?
Yep, we close to Aikens.
Aikens and Johnson. That's where
these country kids. They stronger than the ox at 2. They stronger than me at 2.
Got off a route off of Interstate 20.
Yep, 20 around here too.
If y'all around 20, yeah, that's right there where my folks from down there, Aikens and Johnson, South Carolina. Yep.
Definitely.
So it was an honor and a pleasure to have you on here. You welcome on here anytime. If we matter of fact, if we start covering some fights and stuff in the future, I'm gonna invite you on as a guest to give a female perspective.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one show soon. Probably gonna have you and see if I can get Lakia and Latasha on here. And
just let me see them first so I can scream like a girl before we get on camera. Because
indeed,
like these are my superheroes because I was the youngest.
Right. At the time, it definitely was.
I was the youngest, so you know, I ain't gonna tell nobody they was beating up on a little girl, but
it's all good. It made you better. It made you a champion.
I might have to do it.
Yes,
somebody had to do it.
We all had to get initiated by somebody. Trust and believe. Somebody.
But I appreciate y'all doing what y'all doing. Y'all keep keep pushing out that knowledge, and just keep being an example. And y'all, just hit me up anytime. I'm about to get back in the gym, so y'all will see more stuff with me working with these kids, because that's what my heart's saying. My heart's saying, get right. I've been peaceful and I turned into a lady.
Yes, you got to. Yes, indeed.
And
but look, shout out
Thank
something, South Carolina. And let me let y'all know, y'all have a living legend in y'all presence, and you might want to get the information that you need. If you want to learn how to be a champion, Kanicia is the person you need to go to and learn how to be a great from a great. She was, if you wanted, like you said, she mentioned Layla. She was before her.
Yep.
So you can learn a lot from her. Something, South Carolina. You can learn a lot from her. Please take advantage of that legend that's in your presence, because she has a lot to give you and a lot to teach you, especially females. It doesn't matter, because she can teach both.
It don't matter. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
appreciate you.
It was an honor and a pleasure to have no other than Kanicia Eley-White.
Hold on, let me.
Yes, indeed. See that? See that? Show the belt. Show the belt.
Look, it's ancient. We're gonna put this in the antique stove.
Hey, guess what?
Hold on, what year that say? 1999.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Some of the first light heavyweight. Let's do.
That's right. Before the Y2K.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an honor and a pleasure to have no other than the female boxing pioneer herself, Kanicia Eley-White. DC Boxing Legends Podcast.
DC Boxing Legend Podcast. DC Boxing Legend Podcast. DC Boxing Legend Podcast. DC Boxing Legend Podcast. DC Boxing Legend Podcast. DC Boxing Legend Podcast. DC Boxing Legend Podcast. DC Boxing Legend.